everyone around me understands that, and they'll only ask me to do something for them if they really need it. And I think that's the biggest privilege of my life, that you're looked at as the stability factor, or at least one of the stability factors in their life. If any of their lives are going to shit, they say that, you know what, but I have that nephew, I have that grandson, I have that son who's doing all right. That's what feels good. I remember the time I was growing up, and as I've said many times, I did not grow up around a lot of money, contrary to popular belief. We'll talk about this in another podcast. This is a whole other story that people don't know. I remember my mum being a working mother and still trying to be the best possible mum to me, trying to instill character, intelligence, knowledge, positivity at the cost of her own sometimes, which I understand now, because I remember my mum telling me that I'm 33 years old. That was in 1998, because she's 1965 born. And I thought 33 is so old, and I'm 30 years old right now. So I'm effectively almost the same age that I remember my mum being when I was a child. I remember how much she hustled. I remember the kind of sacrifices she made, especially when it comes to her career. All this alpha energy you guys see in me, this go-getter energy, it actually comes from her. It comes from my father a lot as well, but most of it comes from her, because in many ways, at least emotionally and character-wise, I was brought up by my mother. My father provided financially, but everything else was my mom. And that's a fair argument. I used to hold a lot of angst against my dad because of that. And now as a 30-year-old, I understand, no, that's just how they divided roles. They were doctors, they weren't business owners. My dad had to hustle a lot to make money. My mom decided to provide emotionally, provide in a caring way, provide as a house owner to the children and the family. When she sees my material success or whatever I have become in terms of character in this world, she feels she's done something okay with her life. And that kind of macro validation feels great. That's the motivation right now, which is what I'm trying to tell you guys, that do it just for your family. As cliched as this piece of advice is, focus really, really, really hard in your careers.